Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar titled Colorology. I'm Jim Olson with the National Tile Contractors Association, and I want to welcome you to today's webinar sponsored by Daltile. I want to thank you for attending the first webinar of 2025 for NTCA and taking the time out of your busy schedule to attend. Thank you very much. Before I introduce today's speakers, I want to remind you that during the webinar, you'll be muted. Please use the questions area on your computer and type in your questions, and we'll answer those questions at the end of this presentation. If the audio on your computer is poor, call the number on the invite to this webinar and listen on your phone. All NTCA webinars are currently and will be available to watch at any time on the NTCA YouTube channel shortly after the webinars are completed. This will give you easy access to watch and or share all current and past programs at your convenience. All right, today we are lucky to have two beautiful women that are going to present today, very intelligent. So I'm going to introduce both of them separately. So the first speaker today and presenter today is Hilary Frank. She is the VP Commercial Sales and Business Development for Daltile. In this role, Hilary oversees the commercial team, national account team, and installation product business. She's been with Daltile for over 17 years and leads the Midwest region as Regional Vice President for the last 6 years. In addition, she currently serves as the Daltile Manufacturer representative on the NTCA Board of Directors. Hilary is currently relocating to Dallas, Texas with her husband, Jordan, and their 5 children. Emmy, she's 15. We got Oliver and Spencer, who are 12-year-old twins, and Nolan and Ethan, which are 9-year-old twins. Thank you, Hilary. Today's second presenter is Elizabeth Melancon. Is that right, Elizabeth? Melancon?
It's Melancon, but no one can say it. So you are great. That is perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that French?
It's French.
All right. I'm sorry. I should know that.
No.
She is the National A&D Sales Manager for Daltile. She partners with the architectural team members across the country to promote the Daltile history, or story, I should say, and history. Prior to taking this position, she was the senior architectural representative serving the Alabama, Mississippi, and Florida Panhandle for 13 years. She has held many board positions with the IIDA Alabama Chapter Board, including VP of Membership and President. Elizabeth currently lives in Birmingham, Alabama, with her husband, Trey, and their 3 children. And I just want you all to see if there's any correlation between these 2 women here. So she has Maggie, 7, and Bennett and Camille, 4 twins. So anyhow, welcome you guys. I look forward to your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much, Jim. Yeah, we're really pleased to be here. Let me just 1 second. I just want to say I'm really pleased to be here today. And we're going to let Elizabeth, she's going to talk through some color trends first, and then I will talk about how we're translating those color trends to make it a little bit easier to coordinate and pair throughout projects that are being designed. So with that, I think we'll both go kind of off camera to let you guys focus on the content, and then we'll come back on camera for questions and answers.
Wonderful. Welcome, everyone. Again, as Jim said, my name is Elizabeth Melancon, and we are going to be talking color trends today. And Hilary just spoke, and then I am Elizabeth. I'm going to be kicking us off for the first couple of sections to talk about product trends as well as color trends. So let's get moving. So as we move into 2025, we really want to look at some product trends that are going to help people move back into the workplace, as well as find a sense of place wherever they go. We know that telling the product story has become really important as we speak to interior designers and architects throughout the country. And I wanted to give y'all some stats to kind of get your mind going. So only 15% of employees globally find their work environment inspiring and motivating. So investing in workplace environments is an investment in employee well-being, which in 2023 dropped to 34% among younger employees. And then fewer than 1/3 of workplaces have redesigned in the past 3 years, despite research highlighting a correlation between attractive work environments and performance, according to the Gensler's Global Workforce Survey in 2024. So designers are really looking towards these trends, not only to inspire themselves, but the clients they serve. So here are the 5 trends that we are going to cover this afternoon. The first is regen era, or really time to recharge. So in an era of continuous challenges, prioritizing the need to recharge has become paramount. Exhaustion pervades our daily lives, threatening our mental health and well-being. Taking time to rest and recharge is essential for maintaining equilibrium in the face of relentless demands. A softer approach to life is characterized by ease, comfort, and focus on personal well-being, rejecting the hustle culture and a constant grind mentally, while promoting self-care and the enjoyment of simple pleasures. So we know that taking things slower has become a key strategy to face the reality of things and improve well-being overall. So tenderness, softness, soothing atmospheres are the design reply to an inner need for quietness and calm. So naturally inspired materials in muted colors and calming neutrals like limestones and travertines that you see here help create spaces designed for rest and relaxation. So to continue kind of down that path, organic tactility. Gentle inorganic shapes that don't have harsh edges really promote a mood of physical safety and bring a peaceful, restorative, and welcoming vibe. You see these fluted textures are reminiscent of classic inspiration. They infuse a timeless feel into the space. And again, we're really seeing those natural finishes that both ground and comfort and embrace imperfect surfaces to further the straight from the earth look. So really natural textures really taking paramount here. These neutral hues suit textured surfaces, and the earthy tones you can kind of see on that bottom middle picture of terracotta adds texture and history to spaces. It is fresh yet timeless. Artisanal and cool combines organic, modern aesthetic to traditional touches to convey a sense of relaxed sophistication. So the materials we see here are stones and clays with carved textures, like the fluted one on the right, and terracotta, like we just talked about, that are fresh and yet timeless. So next is heritage remix. This trend is all about the modern heritage and, like what we talked about earlier, about storytelling and how that storytelling piece of product trends is really important. Contemporary keepsakes are the objects of meaning we seek to surround ourselves with imbued values and memories. And this trend is very much about living in the past with the present while being mindful of long-term futures, rejecting the rules inherent in older traditions and rewriting our own. It is a celebration of the home as definitions of what home and family and identity continue to blur. This story allows the home to behave kind of as a mirror, showcasing personal memories and magical journeys and recreating charming and meaningful atmospheres experienced while in the home. Next is indulge. So finding happiness amidst adversity often involves indulging in life's pleasure. This sentiment is echoed in the rise of healthy indulgence, like we talked about on the first trend, and the treat yourself culture. So it's kind of an equilibrium and kind of a balance between the two. This trend encourages indulging in experience and products that bring joy and satisfactions without being strict towards all kinds of routines, and that is characterized by previous wellness culture. This concept translates a maximalist style that celebrates nostalgia and the timeless allure of past glamorous eras, incorporating sensual elements in the interior aesthetic, balancing well-being with a touch of luxury in everyday life. So in total contrast to that, so you kind of have the indulge yourself and then this utilitarian charm or brutal chic. So the sense of authenticity has driven a resurgence of interest in the brutalist interior design. It's a style that can involve strong psychological responses, and that through unadorned and uncluttered space can inspire inner calm, honesty, and promote a sense of clarity and focus and sensibility. So it's a modern interpretation of brutalism, and it seeks to soften the harshness of the traditional style. This approach incorporates pieces of art, but also warmer materials and more natural light and elements of nature, while maintaining the raw and honest expression, while enhancing livability and fusing with other aesthetics. Where raw, untamed spirit of architecture meets the refined elegance of modern design, creating spaces that are not just lived in, but experienced. And you kind of see that even though we have the indulgence of the treat yourself, it's kind of all about this sense of place, and whatever your style is, a trend to meet that, to achieve that sense of expensive place. So last but not least, kind of in really large contrast to that brutalist chic, is functional or playful vibes. So this trend celebrates joy and carefreeness, transforming spaces into optimistic, creativity stimulating havens, and often offers an escape from modern stress. These dynamic brights boost performance with a vibrant palette of stimulating brights to bring joy and energy to the workplace. And this trend really promotes environments that, through these joyful color palettes and rebellious material, are visually stimulating and emotionally rewarding, encouraging creativity, spontaneity, wonder, and really just pure enjoyment. Like, how fun are these colors? Love it. So now that we've talked about the trends revolving around product, let's talk about how color can really enhance them. Color is such a powerful tool that can convey moods and influence people's choices. Exploring color psychology allows us to understand how certain colors and shades can affect consumer behavior and, honestly, purchasing decisions. A recent study found that links between colors and emotions related to certain colors are globally shared, like red, black, or yellow. Psychological links to color also impacts how companies use color. Consumers are 81% more likely to recall a brand's color than its name. Like, how interesting is that? With primary colors being the most recognizable. So the first color family we're going to talk about is soft neutrals. So limestone-like neutrals are chameleon enough to whisper cool gray and warm undertones. We really are seeing a trend towards these warm grays rather than the cool ones we were seeing about 5 years ago. And you can really see how this limestone-like warmth is conveyed through these colors. In addition, these layered neutrals make wellness-inspired work environments with soothing, tranquil tones that promote focus, relaxation, and harmony. And this sanctuary-like feel of wellness spaces is really inspiring office design, because 8 of 10 consumers globally prioritize wellness in their everyday lives. So a workplace that looks like a wellness space is more likely to entice workers back. Next is chromatic neutrals. So this palette effortlessly handles contrast between bold pattern and exaggerated textures, especially like the one you see on the right side in the middle, that red one. Reflecting the desire for a more inviting and comforting interior, it creates a timeless, sophisticated look that feels lush, earthy, and grounded. The meadow-colored spring green is the needed counterpoint in our digital and interconnected world. Long before biophilic became a word, multicolored florals have been used throughout history to bring the outdoors in. We have a primal draw towards beauty and nature, and this trend can be approached from a traditional, impressionistic, or abstract point of view. The color palette provides color and liveliness for environments that are full of vitality. In addition to the natural environment, these hues elevate workspaces with a timeless, and they're a little bit on that mid-century side, and they promote premium environments really inspired by the hospitality industry. Next is intriguing darks. Deep, smoky blue tones inspire interiors that are elegant and tranquil. Dark blues are celebrated for their calming effect, like the one you see on the top right. This palette fosters serenity and relaxation, aligning perfectly with the increasing desire for sanctuary-like spaces. We are seeing a layering of darker blues to create dynamic surface dimension on glazed ceramic dinnerware, as well as in decor and into our ceramic industry in general. A design strategy to develop a premium environment with a palette of these nostalgic hues, introducing a reassuring warmth to these work environments that are also synonymous with hospitality. Here's a fun fact, which I thought was really interesting. Online searches for, quote, dark green bathroom increased 350% year over year, indicating that green hues are a key for enriching these intimate spaces. Also, dark purple and burgundy are resurging for the fall of 2025. And the last color trend, last but certainly not least, and what Hilary is going to really speak on here in a second, is these playful accents. And these kind of went around along with our last trend that we talked about as well. So these dynamic brights have a vibrant palette of color, and they bring joy and energy to the workplace. The marigold hue that you see on the bottom left is a richer and more nuanced cousin to a typical bright yellow. Its warm interaction can be felt enveloping and serene. The more saturated version of marigold adds energy and a splashy pop to interiors. For a more multicolor approach, like colors like slate, pine, and warm woods can pair really well with the marigold, kind of like the intriguing darks that we just talked about on the last slide. In a space relying on neutrals, this marigold hue can also put focus without being too loud. Designers are introducing intentional color clashing, which I thought was so fun when I was reading about all this. They're using bold, juxtapositioned hues for dividing curtains and screens or accent furniture to create a sense of drama, and experimenting with color clashing in smaller objects and accessories to add layers of vibrancy without overwhelming the space. And they're highlighting furniture and sections with single tone saturated pops of color for a clean and defined look. Now that we've talked about trends in product and color, I'm going to turn it over to Hilary to show how Daltile is working to help designers easily put these trends to work.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Yes. So I've worked at Daltile for actually now 18 years, just this last month. And I would say we have often and long had a very rich color palette and color story to tell consumers and the trade. Tile can be such an important part of a space, and often an accent part of a space that allows a designer or an end user to play with color in a way you may not otherwise do. So we decided this year to really focus, based especially on some of the movement in commercial construction towards education and healthcare, which are key spaces for color and the use of color throughout those types of projects, to focus on our color story and show how Daltile can really help to bring that color vision to life through Colorology. This program, Colorology, is divided really into two key categories. So with color, we have colors that coordinate. That's a close pairing. It's going to give you a harmonious look. They're not going to be exact matches, but they still work together in the space. So you'll still have that balanced and consistent kind of visual flow from maybe the wall to the floor. Then we also have pairing. That's more of a combination within the same color family, and we'll still have that subtle variation in hue. Again, you're going to have something that creates coordinated and contrast while still remaining kind of an overall unity within the space. For this specific, obviously we've got color throughout our entire line, but we really focus on some key products that we offer where color is first and foremost, right? This is really the products where color is critical and brings something special to a project and space. So we have color wheel, which is going to encompass all of our wall tile lines. So you've got color wheel classic, linear, you have color wheel mosaics, etc. So we've got a lot of different color options there. Keystone, the tried and true US made product. Volume 1, which has a lot of those soft neutrals as well as some colors, but definitely a lot of soft neutrals that can help balance and bring a space to life. Portfolio, very similar, another cement look that has a wide range of those neutral colors, kind of that Elizabeth spoke to. Pure, that can do that brutalist chic, give you that kind of contrast between black and white. And then Lofton is actually not one of our tile collections, but we did take inspiration from our tile collection color palettes to develop the colors within Lofton. And that's going to give us the luxury vinyl tile component that kind of ties it in. So we really looked at Colorology as not just one series, but how does color tell a story across our series from floor to wall and ever in between. So here is kind of how Colorology works. We really pull together the different color values and group them so that a designer can easily determine where colors can coordinate and where they can pair, and then how colors can be used together. So this is just one of the ways that we'll show the color story throughout Colorology. What will be coming out next will really be even more in-depth, where we'll be able to show a chart that shows how all of the colors coordinate and pair across these series so that you can know that you're choosing, for example, from Portfolio and also Volume 1, colors that might work well together. Of course, to make the color story stronger, we're going to show them not just alone, but then pull them into the palettes or the color families themselves. So here you can see you've got whites, taupes, reds, oranges, yellows, greens, blues, which we have a large selection through blues, and that's such an important color, as Elizabeth noted. Purples, browns, grays, and blacks. So everywhere you'll see some coordinate and some pair. That's when you were to go on to this to look at it, you'd be able to tell what's pairing that has the teal bar and what's considered a coordinate to the Volume 1, for example, truffle. A coordinate would be the Keystone's suede gray. So it really helps tell that story of how you can piece the different areas together and use color effectively in design. So Elizabeth spoke a little bit about soft neutrals. We know neutrals are so important. They really pull a space together, and they work and incorporate into a really wide range of interiors. I think neutrals in particular, they work well as a base for a space, so they're good for residential or for commercial, and can act both minimally, so you can have them in that brutalist chic, or they could be a soft neutral. Just kind of depends on the overall intent of the space. But we wanted to make sure we showed what a broad range of neutrals we have, which are an essential choice when creating a modern palette. So here would be the whites. You can see quite a bit in the coordinating and pairing. And then, back one.
Sorry.
That's okay. All right, so we've got whites in the neutrals. We also have grays, but we did want to focus on taupes next. So taupes are so important. As Elizabeth mentioned, really warm tones are making a huge resurgence into interior design. So I would say a few years ago, everything was gray. And then you hear a lot of people talking about grays. But really, we're getting more and more interest in beige to taupe. And I would say not really beige with that yellow undertone, but more we wanted to term this taupes because we have a lot of that kind of grayish or grayish undertone, but with a hint of warmth. So taupe is a really key component, kind of as design is moving forward. Again, some of these have that limestone look. It can really layer together. These can layer together well in a space. So taupe is a pretty critical kind of neutral, and again, falls into that soft neutrals category. But of course, just like Elizabeth said, with the playful accents, so we would be remiss if there weren't bright colors, right? So as we showed, we've got really all the colors of the rainbow shown in Colorology, but we did want to focus on a couple that were called out more specifically as design trends. So yellow kind of pull into all that she commented around that marigold, so this really can add that energy into a space. you might not be doing an entire space in yellow, but you want that accent or you want to create a really strong contrast, yellow is a good choice there. So there's definitely a nice array of yellow options within Colorology to make that work. And probably one of the most critical colors. So we have, she talked a little bit about purples and maroons coming in. We have those, of course. But blue is really a tried and true color, and you really get it in that deep, intense, on this side and on the next that she'll show, we have a lot of that depth of color. And so depth is so important. And here you can see, again, they've got the nice blues, an array of blues and contrast in this type of installation shot. So there's a lot of different ways to apply blue into the space and across the range of color that's available. So this can really fit into a couple different of the trends that Elizabeth spoke to. So the intriguing darks you can see here. I can see this playing into indulge, the treat yourself, very striking, deep colors, and but also playful. So some of these are a little bit brighter. So I think you can weave those in a playful way too to pull in the playful accents trend as well. So these can bring joy, or even with these, sometimes blue can bring a sense of calming to a space. So it's still like a playful calm, a lot of different options with blues. We did want to highlight a couple of the brighter colors or colors in this program, because so oftentimes we kind of fall into the neutrals, but tile does offer such a unique ability to add color into a space that's permanent, but in a playful and fun way. All right, so really we would invite everyone on the call to bring their vision to life using Colorology. We feel like we've really done a way to show the broad range of color that's available. It's really an unparalleled color story within tile that we can offer, and this helps kind of weave in those key design trends into an interior space in a way that many other building products cannot. So we're really excited to bring Colorology kind of to the market. The plan is that it's already out now, and that we'll continue to kind of iterate additional tools to help color selection be even easier, so that those of you on the phone that are designers can find ways to incorporate color into your projects, or if you're in the trade, you can utilize this with your clients to understand when they have a specific color they want to bring into a project, what all the different options may be in order to do that. So we're really excited because color is so important, just like Elizabeth said, really, it's what can bring so much joy to life. And with that, thank you guys very much.
Well, ladies, I first want to say I love color, and I like seeing the broad range of color that is available out there, and it's fantastic. And you did such a great job. At this point, we have one question, and it's a really simple question. I think I even know the answer, but where do you get these color charts that you've been mentioning?
Yep, so they'll all be coming onto our website very shortly. It's something that we could share back out as a tool just from this, but it will be all on the website right when you load into Daltile.com. So we'll have that as well as the chart, so it makes the color coordination super simple.
Wow, that would be a great advertisement in Tile Letter magazine to put out there that they're coming and when they show up, right? So,
yeah, for sure. Yes.
Just throw that out. Do your showrooms offer design consulting?
Yes, our showrooms do. So many of our showrooms that have been re-merchandised and remodeled throughout the U.S., we have 100+ showrooms where consumers can go to make selections, as can the trade and design professionals. And we offer free design consultation services. So it doesn't cost anything to work with us. There's no obligation to buy, although we'd love you to purchase from us, but for the trade. But yes, so our team is standing by and can help kind of take, if you want to add color in, they can utilize this tool to weave it into a whole space. So yep, we're definitely on standby.
So this is for me. So what I love about Dal is, over the years, when I started 42 years ago, Daltile was mainly commercial. And I love that you've entered the residential market and really broadened your line and what you have to offer. And of course, this color shows that. We have another question here real quick. Let's see. How soon can we get samples?
Yeah, so All of these products are actually already available. They're running lines, so nothing is a new product. What we wanted to do was show how our existing products can really work together, because not every color has the same name in every series. So what we did here is kind of simplify that selection process to say, here are colors that coordinate across lines that in any other way you might not have realized that that could do that. So here's a way that kind of simplifies that. And then we have an online platform at Daltile.com called Sample Bar. So you can log in, create an account, whether you're an end user, homeowner, trade professional, designer. There's an option for each one. And then we have our full range of product offering available through Sample Bar. And samples are shipped UPS ground as long as it's, I think it's by 3 p.m. the same day Central Time. It'll ship out that day. So it's pretty great sample service, but that is available to everyone on the website.
Wow. So last question, where do you purchase those tennis shoes? I love them.
I think those are dirty tennis shoes. Yeah, I know. Those are some Chuck Taylors there that have been paint splattered, but those are fun, right? Very colorful. It's just another way to introduce color into life.
They're colorful. Exactly. That's great. So, well, ladies, we got more questions coming in. Here we go. Will Daltile designers be available at upcoming NTCA workshop events?
If we have a design consultant on staff, normally our entire store staff is available at those workshops. So yes, there should be a design consultant. If they have a showroom that's staffed, then yes, they would be there.
Because I think, and this question came from one of our trainers, but I do think that would be good on our end to let designers, architects know to come to our our workshops and get a little maybe training on your programs and what you have and your colors and all of that.
Absolutely.
So that's great.
Yes,
great.
I know many of our locations have chosen those that have the AIA credits to help attract A&D into those events as well. So very important.
Great. Well, everybody that attended today, thank you so much for being here. We'll have emails coming out to you. Elizabeth and Hilary will have an email coming out so you know how to contact them and ask questions and move forward with that. I want to thank you for being here, and please continue. We for the rest of the year, we should have 2 or 3 webinars a month all the way through December. So look forward to your next invite. And ladies, thank you so much. You did a great job. Everybody have a great rest of your week and weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.